of fours. But we are here at the now wet Circuit Gilles Villeneuve here in Montreal, Canada. As California is the first car out on track of this very wet qualifying, it seems like intermediate conditions. But yeah, wet quali, so free choice of tires. But I am Alt Maverick, if you have not figured that out already, and I have a very special guest joining us in the commentary box today for the Canadian Grand Prix, Mr. Laforndo Norwonis, Orlando Norris, if you want to be easier on the lips. Orlando, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, thanks for having me. Yeah, not the real Orlando, unfortunately, but yeah, it's looking like a very wet quali. Seems like it's just good enough for Inters. However, this weather does look very wet. Although wet tyres could be used possibly. I'm on board with XL Don, and he's really struggling even on the straights just to keep it. As we have Danny Boy has retired. That looks like he's already crashed.
Has he?
It definitely looks like it. He was already out the pit lane. So yeah, that's a very bad start. So he will be starting from the back.
I cannot get a good camera on that, sadly.
No, I think he retired just before I was able to. But he definitely had exited the pit lane.
Yeah, I think it's turn 3. Huh.
I'm on board with California. No, yeah, he must have retired pretty quickly, but yeah.
So California on a lap, very sideways through the pretty long but pretty quick right-hander there, I believe, of turn 5 or 6. A lot of corner numbers. Through sector 2, one of the quicker chicanes in the dry, but obviously pretty slow in the wet. Brings it out just to the curb. Doesn't want to get too much wheel spin on those curbs. Purple sector 2, but he is the only car, I believe, on a lap so far. At least it's in the front.
Yeah, I was on board with JD Nerlin, and he invalidated his lap even before we started it. The final chicane very tricky for a lot of drivers, which if you cut before you start your lap, you will invalidate both laps, which from previous experience, like I know that both of us have had a lot of issues with that before.
Yeah.
As California sets a 19.6, which is roughly about 10 to 12 seconds off what we normally see, but obviously with it being wet, it's going to be very difficult trying to find out what it's going to be for the race. But however, if it is Inters, I feel like we could be for an interesting race, don't you think, Holt?
Wet weather always seems to spice things up a bit, so I'm hoping for a wet race, but at the same time I find this track a lot more fun in the dry.
I think for a good side-to-side battles, we want dry racing. However, for a dramatic and possibly upset winner, intermediate or even fully wet conditions looks like a very good recipe for the race.
I agree 100% with that. So California has gone out for another lap, so I'm surprised he has enough fuel for that, but he does not improve. Even with the drawing line, he doesn't improve his time, so I'm very surprised about that. Mike starts his lap, I believe. The next one to set a lap will be Adri. Oh, and he validates it just at the final chicane. And his next lap will be invalidated too. It was a 21.8, so would have put him P3. I mean, now he's got to make a whole another lap before he can even think about setting another one.
I have found out from one of the drivers that it will be actually a dry race. So they hopefully they have seen that it's a dry race, and we could be getting a very mixed up grid because some could have gone for a dry setup and some could have gone for a wet setup. I think personally, if you know it's going to be a dry or wet race compared to quali, you want to be more towards the race setup. However, you will see a few drivers choose a quali setup and try and gain a few positions on the grid. However, it will hurt them in the race.
So I think next across the line will be Mike, one of the more
on a
speedy
very
drivers.
slow lap though.
Oh.
22.9 this.
So I'm wondering if he is one of those guys that are going on that.
Going for the race setup, yeah.
Oh, and he's actually spun the car going into turn 3 and 4, the chicane there. Just a little bit too early on the power and just spun it on his own. But it is quali, so they will repair the front wing without any time loss.
I have a feeling. Did he get caught up by Don? XL Don?
I'm wondering if he did, but I don't think
I saw the yellows
I don't think
and
he hit him though.
I think XL Don was getting out of the way on his outlap. And Mike, I know I cut on board to Mike and he got very close to the back of him.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
We've got a few people on laps. Nolan getting a very nice slipstream behind Mike, which even in wet conditions you can still pick up a very nice slipstream. Struggling on the power though. Obviously no DRF because he enters. Mike will pull into the pit lane. Hopefully this will not disrupt Nolan's braking point.
Yeah, he's a bit ahead
A lot
for
of
that.
braking. Takes it very cautious. Comes up to the line and it's gotta be
Oh,
a
provisional.
19.4.
Not by much, but it is pole.
Just under 200ths ahead of Jabo. Who's next? We've got Mads. Yeah, Mads. Mads will be in the net. He's 6 tenths off on his lap. Coming to sheer. He's locked up. He was 6 tenths up, however, the lock-up is not going to help him. He improves, but it's only a 20.1. Lost 4 tenths in the final sector with that lock-up. And I think we have Rajion coming. Oh, he's invalidated.
Aww.
Rajion coming through the chicane and invalidated on his lap. It was only going to be a 22.2, but he did back off after his invalidation. It's going to be tough for Rajion with 9 minutes left to get back in the pits and get back in his groove.
I believe Philippe is now the next one to set a lap.
Yeah, he looks like it coming to the line. Oh, actually,
Okay, so
this is
Goldie
not
has
going to be an
returned.
improvement. The 24.1. Now, I wonder if he messed up on that lap. Well, I do wonder if he messed up on his last lap. Put it down into lean. Yeah, he looks like he's really pushing on this lap. Struggling with the car and the traction. And he's invalidated on the chicane.
Yeah, he's cut the chicane. That's...
All of the chicanes on this track really bad for track limits. Yeah, both cars at the moment who are on the hot lap have been invalidated. We've got Rajon coming to the line again, and he goes up to P8 with a 21.1. He will have time to get back to the pit lane.
Yeah, I don't think it's drying up anytime soon, so I don't think we'll see the slick tires come out for this qualifying session. Ooh, that was a huge slide by Rajion there. coming through turn 5.
Rajon seems like he's pushing, however, as all the drivers know, it's going to be a dry race. They can just use up the intermediates. Unless a torrential downpour happens, however, very unlikely with the wonderful games weather that is F1. So who are we looking out for? What is the championship looking like?
Championship standings. I gotta find that somewhere.
As we see,
But I believe it is Don still leading.
Currently P6 at the moment, but will probably be looking to improve. We have Philippe on four old lap inters. They're going to be very worn. Don currently 7 tenths down on his current best, which is not going to be... Yep, he's backed off. We've got Raji on 5 tenths down. Not a lot of drivers improving at the moment. However, California, he's a 10th up in the middle sector.
I think he went purple too.
Yeah, he went purple, 10th up. On the power, very nice and early. Can he keep it clean though through the chicane? A lot of drivers have been struggling.
Oh, and he's done it. Oh, and he's turned the car around as well.
Very
still
lucky.
going.
Do not think he's going to improve. Let's Don through. Very unfortunate, as Rooney 99 does a 19.6. I think that was his first, as California gets out the way, and that's Rooney through.
Oh, I think Adri's out. Oh, I think
Yeah.
he's...
Oh, he crashed in the second chicane. We go right on board of Rooney.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there he
he's
is,
right
just
in the middle.
Hopefully, all the drivers will slow down. And they all did. Don, the last one to go around.
So I don't know if that's really hurt anyone's laps. I don't think anyone was on a lap.
No, I don't think. No, Dom was on another in lap. As a couple of drivers have gone through the chicane before the hairpin, as the barge boards have been moved around. We got Mads coming through the final chicane, and he's invalidated a lot of drivers really struggling at this final chicane. Mads, the next one to invalidate his lap, and he will not be improving on this lap. Who else have we got? We got Goldie, but he's 2 seconds down. California, a lot of drivers will be pitting now to get their final set of inters on. Is Nolan on a quick lap? He seems to be pushing as we come into second sector time. No, he's 8 tenths down. I do wonder, maybe the track is getting it as Mike hits the wall. Oh, Mike was on his outlap, so I don't think Mike's not going to be...
Yeah, man, he's... Yep. He's done. Ooh.
Yeah, we're just...
Huge crash! Going into turn 1.
Big crash in turn 1. That could be picked up by the stewards, possibly.
Ooh. Yeah, he wasn't going to make it around anyway with the wing damage.
No, he was not going to make it around, but could be picked up by the stewards. Is this Nolan? We got Heater to the line. He does a 21-1. Did he validate a chicane?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
He's invalidated on the next lap as well. I think it was. Yeah, because Mads into the pits. Drivers will be hoping to get out on their final run. Goldie's only 3 tenths down in the first sector. He'll be able to improve from the 19.7. A lot of drivers where we got Nolan and Jabbo only 200s between each other, and we got P3 down to P6, separated by just a tenth. Any of those drivers, we got Philippe's 4 tenths down as well. I do think maybe it's just got a bit wetter. because a lot of drivers have been not improving at all.
Could be.
Let's see what Goldie can do. It's two. Oh, he's aborting. 2 minutes 20. He's gonna get to his pit box with 2 minutes 10.
I don't think he'll have enough time to get.
That's
to get
gonna.
back out.
I don't think he will. No, 2 minutes 10 takes about 50 seconds. So you're looking at possibly he's gonna have to do a hot lap on his outlet, which you think his quali's over. We got Philippe. Surely he's gonna. Well, they're gonna have to go really careful through the chicane. And that looked like a corner cut. Which, if it is, he's gonna have to do another. Okay, no, it wasn't. He's on his flying lap. We got Rajon on. Rajon is up. Rajon's 3 tenths up on his time.
His MCR up at the front. He goes up to P7 with a 19.9. We'll go back to Rajon. I believe he's the next one across the line.
Hopefully he abides the track limits at the chicane.
It was a pretty
very
poor
cautious
last time in Baku. Can he improve?
There we go, up to the line.
Oh, it's P8.
Oh, it's P8. He'll get one more lap as well. We got a few. Heated will not be setting another lap. He will start P12. Obviously, all drivers will get to have fresh tyres and choose whatever tyres. So we could see possibly people going even on hards at the start and trying to go very long into this race. Nolan is currently 4 thousandths up as Jabo comes towards the sector 2 time. Everyone, I think California. Yeah, Goldie's not going to make it. California is 3 tenths up on his line. He comes to the line. Oh, he lost 2 tenths in the final sector. He does a 19.5. He's going to have. No, he's backed off. He's not going to make it. Yeah, Goldie didn't make it. So these will be the final runs. There's Jabo. He was up on his
5-lap old
Jabo
tires for Raj. He does improve. Jabo
and
off the
Jabo
pole.
goes 4 tenths of a second. Jeez. 19-0. Nolan comes to the line. Can he was down in sector 2.
On improves, but not enough.
A 19-2. Rooney to the line. He goes to P3. The track is
I think he was
suddenly
just
heating
drying
up. Here we got Mads and then Philippe. Nice and tidy through the final chicane. Mads to the line. This is going to be a very quick lap. It's P2.
And Philippe comes across the line.
And Philippe with P7.
So, qualifying is complete. Jabo takes pole position away from JD Nolan, who held it almost that entire session. Nolan will start P3. Mads will start P2. So there's your front row. Nolan P3, as I said. Rooney in P4. Then California, Don, Philippe, Goldie, Reg, MCR rounds out your top 10. And then Brandon, Heated, Adriaholic, Mike, and Danny Boy, who did not set a time that whole session.
He's gonna struggle a lot. He will be one that will be looking at doing the hards to possibly soft. The one stop is possible, however, more likely that a lot of drivers will try the 2 stop. When do you think we'll see drivers pitting?
I have no idea. I mean, if you're going to start in the softs, I'm still eating lunch. I'm very sorry about this. I apologize. But If you start on the softs, I had to pit lap 8 this morning. And then lap, I don't know, 19, but it rained at the end, so that changed it a bit. I think it was 8 and then 19. But
Interesting.
you were saying that the soft to hards can work. Or no, the soft to mediums will work.
I have looked at a few potential strategies, and that the softs to hards can work, but however, you will have to go on the softs a minimum of 10 laps, which we can see a lot of drivers, because of the fresh tyres that they will get because of the wet quali. We could see drivers possibly pushing the softs. However, I feel like if you want to do, if your tyre wear is good, you can do softs to hards. However, if you do burn the tyres a lot and get a lot of wheel spin out the corners, you probably would want to be trying mediums to hards. Or if you feel like you have to pace and want to do a 2-stop, then softs, medium, softs could be a good one. As the drivers are about to go on the formation lap, we will have a look at what tyres they have chosen. So we have the front 4 on softs, P5 on the mediums, Dawn in 6th on the softs. We got the first of the only hards runner of Philippe in 7th, 8th, 9th, and 13th, and 15th on mediums, and then everybody else on softs. That'll be very interesting to see what Philippe does and how far he can go in this race. Possibly we'll be able to move up a few positions, and when those soft runners pit, he'll be able to have clean air if he can get past people such as California and hold off Goldie and Rajon.
Yeah, I'm hoping we can get the ever correct AWS strategy to come up while I'm on board on Philippe's side, so we may know when he'll pit.
And as I come to go, let's have a quick look at the driver's standings. Don is currently leading. Little bit of a poor quality from him possibly, but he does have a 32-point lead in the standings.
And Fuzz is not here, so that is...
No, Fuzz is not here, neither is Jerome. California and P4 will be hoping to overtake possibly both of them with a strong result here. Obviously in P5. Ranf not here either. Rajon will be looking to overtake possibly 1 or 2 people as well. You've got a lot of people in the mid-pack very close together.
So this is shaping up to be a pretty good race, I'll say that. But either way, we are ready for the 5 red lights to go on. And they are out. We are racing here in Canada. It seems like a pretty good start from Jabos. We're getting the glitch already, but Jabo leaves out of turn number 1. I believe that's JD Nolan up into 2nd already. He has gotten ahead of Mads as we race through turns 1, 2, and 3. And it's side by side there with Heated and Reggion towards the middle of the field. And they're still side by side. But I believe that was Brandon that got ahead in the Williams.
There we go, the leaderboard's sorted now.
There we go.
Still a few cars side by side. Brandon moves out. That's Rajon. Brandon and Rajon side by side through the second chicane. Very clean getaway from the front 3.
I think we're clean so far.
The top 7 are unchanged so far. As I say that, Philippe and MCR, they are side by side into the hairpin. MCR with the softs just powering around the outside of Philippe.
Yeah, he had no chance on those hards.
And now Goldie right up behind them on the mediums. He'll be looking to gain a few positions before those soft runners. Anybody going for a move into the final chicane, very risky if they do. But all currently single file.
I think Philippe got the better run out of the chicane than MCR as they're side by side. Might have been a bit of contact.
Goldie looking for a move, and you got Heated right behind them as well. All very processional through here though. Not a lot of room.
Oh, Felipe a bit switchy. Goldie inside now for the next corner. And he's ahead by the braking zone, so he moves over there. As we're getting the strategies now. But I didn't get a chance to see the starting on the hard strategy, but I imagine it could be about 20 laps, maybe a bit more.
Yeah, the hards, the most durable tyre there is, and can go a while as we got heated all over the back of Felipe. Heated on the softs, wanting to get past Felipe of the hards, but he just has to back out into the chicane. Felipe dropping down 2 positions because of starting on those hard tyres, heated up 2. MCR, the biggest gainer, going from P10 to P7.
Oh, and it's Brandon around. I believe he came into contact with Reg. He tried to go up the inside into the first turn. And just the slightest of contact, and Brandon is now dropped all the way to dead last. And is now going to have to find a way to work his way back up the field.
We got heated, looking up the inside of Felipe.
Ooh.
Oh, and
there's more contact.
A little bit of contact. Again, heated going up the inside of Felipe as they race down to the hairpin, and he already has the move done. But Felipe's, as heated, locks up a little bit. There's a little bit more contact. Felipe trying to get Rossi on the hards as we have Rajon all over the back, not using the ERS. Very interesting. Felipe burning all of his ERS down that straight, so he could be vulnerable into turn 1.
Oh, and he's hit the wall. And that has blown his strategy out
his
the
front
door.
end plate is completely off as Mike goes down the inside of Rajon.
Oh, and Reg has left the session.
As Rajon has disconnected.
Oh no. A terrible, terrible misfortune there for Rajon as he disconnects from the session. Felipe picks up a time penalty. And it's pretty easy to do when you don't have your standard amount of downforce.
Felipe will be really struggling with that end plate. It doesn't look like a lot of damage, but it will lose him a good couple of attempts as he runs on the curb a little bit, and he might be even tempted to pit on this lap just to get it sorted.
Yeah.
As he's all under pressure from Mike, Danny Boy, and Adriel. And Brandon is caught already back up to the back of his pack as well. As yep, Felipe not using ERS. Maz pits, and he sped into the pit lane.
Felipe carries out. Oh, and he hits the wall again.
Felipe is really struggling on his hards as he gets passed by Danny Boy and runs a little bit wide. Out in front, JD and Jabbo and Nolan have absolutely run away with this already. Rooney pulled away from California, sort of holding a little bit of a train on his mediums. However, he'll be sitting very nice as Axel Don is just in his DRS. Axel Don wanted to make up as many positions to try and extend his lead over his rivals who cannot be here tonight.
Yeah, it's his race to lose. With none of his rivals scoring points, he's got to make the most of it to extend that gap.
Felipe made another mistake. Adrio has got past him. Yeah, Felipe is really struggling with that wing damage.
Oh, and Reg just spun it out of the hairpin.
Rajon rejoined, and unfortunately is feel like Rajon is going to be wishing for a safety car as Nolan is all over the back as Felipe pits. Nolan's all over the back of Jabbo. However, we'll probably be not looking for a move through here as it is very tight. Mike and Danny Boy side by side, and Danny Boy gets the move done into the chicane. Philippe pits onto their mediums.
The worst part about starting on the hards and then
Oh.
and yeah, he's retired. He's retired after getting a safety car because of it.
Oh,
so that's
like Mike and Collie, that could go to the stewards.
Ooh.
Philippe did just not break out of the pit lane, and yeah.
Wow. So
this could be a race changer. Are we gonna see anyone pit? Jabo pits, Nolan pits, Rooney pits. I think all of the soft runners are gonna pit. Now what's California wisely carries on his mediums. I think Goldie hit. I don't know if you caught that on the stream, but Goldie has got a 5-second time penalty because he ran into the back of MC. Yeah, MC stopped really early for the pit lane line. And Goldie actually got damage. Yeah, I will have a quick check, but Goldie has a front wing change.
Oh, and
where's MC?
He's holding up Brandon because of it now.
MC has a 5-second time penalty as well.
That is
really unfortunate.
Wow.
They're still not serving Brandon. Matt, who just pitted, is pitted again. That is really unfortunate for Brandon. P8 to P13 under the safety car.
So Nolan's on the hards. He's the 3 drivers pitted for the hards.
Jabo pitted onto the softs. And Rooney and Jabo, the only 2 people, P1 and P3, that pitted onto the softs. Very interesting. They committing to a 2-stop. I think every driver, apart from Nolan, Heaton and Goldie, are now committed to a 2-stop. Because the softs definitely will not make it to lap 35. However, the mediums, as durable as they are compared to the softs, they will make it. Possibly, you could see the safety car coming in on lap 9, and the mediums probably lasting till lap 20 minimum, and then they'll probably go on another set of mediums. But you got to think, Jabo and Rooney, they could have possibly made a strategy error. And if Nolan can make it to the end, if we have another 1 or even 2 laps of the safety car, Nolan could easily make it to the end on hards.
Yeah, I mean, you're the strategy guy here. I'm just gonna be here. I don't know anything about strategy. I just guess and see where it takes me. But I mean, the more I think about it, I don't understand the softs.
No. I understand the mediums, but the softs.
If you think the softs are only going to go another 8 laps, yeah,
even fresh softs, because obviously all the drivers will have 2 or maybe even 3 fresh sets of softs. But even then, you don't want to be doing too many stops because it's the shortest pit lane in terms of time loss. But you still don't want to be losing 16 to 18 seconds every 10 or so laps.
Yeah.
But I have seen that as the safety car is in this lap, that Rajon, after spinning and being P15 by a good 10 to 15 seconds, is back up to P7. He was one of those that stayed out, the same as California Danny and Adrio. And he is now in a well, you'd have to say a net P5. If you take out Jabo and Rooney, as Philippe is left.
So there we go, restart now. California, I believe, got a pretty good jump. Danny Boy timed it perfect. He's right on the tail, so there's a small gap between him and 3rd. Oh, and Jabo's gone for the move a bit early, and he spun the car around off of Adri. So
Jabo's falling to the back of the pack.
Now those softs really aren't going to work.
As Rajon's off again.
Oh, Heated too.
And Heated has spun. I saw Heated, Mike and Don all together with Rajon. Rajon going off, heated spun. As
Oh,
Rooney has
that's
got past
3
Nolan.
wide. Wow.
It's a bit crazy. It's a Ferrari of Mads is all up behind Brandon. And he has Jabo on his softs that will be a bit heated for the rest of this lap at least. Rajon will not be happy as how this race has gone.
I mean, for Jabo spinning on the opening lap of this restart and gaining 2 positions back, it's not that bad. But he's still got a lot of work to do.
As Rajon pits, not sure if he has damage. Let's see if they have a front wing ready for him. They do. He had a lot of front wing damage. Rajon pits on the hards. He will be looking to go to the end of the race. Hopefully, he will be hoping for another safety car. But that is very unfortunate for Rajon.
So a bit of information here. Philippe
Rooney
clipped the wall.
gets up the inside.
He
clipped the wall.
Yeah, he clipped the wall coming out of the pit lane.
Yeah, it didn't look very, very suspicious as how he went straight on.
Yeah. Well, what was the weirdest part is I thought it saw when he came out of the pit lane, it said that he got a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits.
He did. He had a time penalty because he crossed the white line. Because he'd clipped it as Danny gets a penalty. That'll be for the chicane. Yeah, no, he would have got a 3-second time penalty for crossing the white line. Because of him clipping the wall, he would have just gone straight on and then, yeah, obviously went straight into the barrier. So now Rooney is caught up to the back after parting his teammate. He is now all over the back of Danny in California on his fresh softs. Here we got MC over the back of Nolan, hoping to overtake them. Now we get the DRS trains that are very common around this track. However, Adrio is just outside of the window as he crosses detection. There's a yellow.
Oh, I think it's Mads. Oh, and he's lost
a
huge
portion down
of his front wing. The entire left side is almost gone.
And that will be Mads' third pit stop of the race already.
Oh, that just stings. I'm wondering, with it being in that chicane, I'm wondering if he clipped the wall where it sort of juts out there with the bridge. Because that has caught me out before. It's really easy to do.
Pits. So there's already 5 drivers that have pitted for front wing damage. Philippe on lap 6, and then under the safety car, Mads, Goldie and Don all pitted for the front wing, and then Rajon obviously a lap ago, and now Mads again. Mads and Rajon will... You'd think that if they come close they wouldn't race each other, but you never know.
Yeah.
They've kind of got to work together, as Nolan will be on the chicane as Adrio has gone round him. And now California and Danny will, as Nolan's up the inside, but he can't get past, and he's been overtaken by MC. And now there's a big train from P1 all the way down to P8 already.
Oh, Nolan, he just missed MRC there, or MCR there, as Adri's in the pits.
They got caught, Nolan got caught out by Adrio pitting. Adrio came into the pits, and he had MC and Nolan get caught out by it. Now you'd expect that Danny in California would probably pit soon, possibly lap 15 or the next lap onto the hards. Because they are really struggling.
They've stayed ahead this long from Rooney. Being on the old mediums.
Rooney only 6 laps on his softs. So he won't be struggling yet, but he'll start to struggle as MC is very close to him. This train from P1 to P7 as Goldie and Brandon in the 2 Williams trying to catch up. Possibly Goldie might let Brandon pass, Brandon being on the quicker of the 2 tyres, but you never know, as Brandon flies past down the straight. And that is Brandon up to P8, however he is on the mediums, Goldie is on the hard, so Goldie will be looking to go to the end. As it's all just line astern from P1 to P7. Rooney being the outlier on the softs at the moment, however, will be... To be fair, he'll probably go onto the hards.
Yeah, he'll probably have to.
I think he'll follow... I think that definitely probably wasn't his strategy. But an early safety car can change everything if Danny gets a little bit squirmish out. Might get a penalty.
Alright, so Spagenship said in the chat right now, Goldie's going to get P5. Or is he net P5?
Yes. No, he's net P... So if we think California, Danny, Rooney, MC, Mike, Don, and Brandon, and Jabbo all have to pit again. So the only person that will be in front of him is Nolan. However, you'd think as Danny comes into the pits, you'd have to think that with the fresh tyres, Goldie could be caught.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, as Danny, he comes into the pits and
it's very soft.
he fits the softs.
That's 20 laps.
That's very interesting. He will have to pit again as Nolan gets the time penalty. Danny will definitely have to pit. So he is going for the 2 stop. Could we maybe see
done into the wall?
The championship leader?
I think he's okay. I don't think
He's got no front wingers.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got any front wing. Well, he might have. Yeah, he's struggling low. Danny just coming up behind him. Here we go. Yeah, he's got the whole of his right hand side is gone. So he'll have to pit again. Well, he could probably pit onto the hards now and make it to the end. As California carries on for another lap. If Goldie gets a time penalty. So possibly we could see maybe the hards not going as long. You got Nolan and Goldie on 9-lap-old hards and heated just coming onto his 9th lap as well. As Rooney now gets a time penalty. But potentially we could see if the hards do possibly wear off a bit quicker, because what would that be? That would be 28 laps that Nolan and Goldie would have to do on those hards to make them last to the end. So possibly Danny could maybe have actually worked out a really good strategy.
I'm just gonna agree. I'm just gonna agree with it.
MC not using the DRS. Very weird.
So California is still ahead. Oh, as Brandon
Jabbo
gets ahead of Jabbo.
comes into the pits.
Oh, he's in the pits.
So he hits off his softs onto a set of mediums. So can he go... Well, California has gone 16 laps on his mediums. So maybe Jabbo thinking he has good tyre wear at the moment, as Jabbo is going to come out just behind Adrilo. But yeah, Jabbo may be feeling like he can go to the end on a set of mediums. As he has probably seen that California has already done 16 and this will be his 17th lap on these mediums. However, California with a very big train now. As no...
Oh, no one goes for it.
Rooney's
Wow.
just going to get him on the traction.
That came from nowhere.
Nolan on the hard compared to Rooney Sauce. However, Rooney Sauce...
Oh, and he's turned him into the wall. Oh my. So Rooney and Nolan come together coming into the final chicane. They are both in the pits now.
That's going to be both of their races done.
Wow. I just came on board as they came together.
So Nolan went for the outside line, and Rooney, it looked very close, but there was about 9/10 of a car width. It was a bit too hard to call though. Possibly Rooney could have left a bit more space, however, there probably wasn't a full car's width, so yeah, I feel like that one will go down as a racing incident, but has definitely hurt both of their races. Both of them on the mediums now. Can they? Well, Rooney's in a points position, but you'd think that both of them would want to get up as Jumbo goes to the inside of Adrielo on his fresh mediums. As Goldie gets past by Brandon, however, all four of the people ahead of Goldie. So Goldie is in a net P1 at the moment.
Yeah, so Spag, you're wrong, buddy.
Well,
He's in a net P1 now.
as
Heated.
Danny gets past Heated.
Hudson. It looked like he almost let him by.
Yeah, well I think Heated knows that Danny has to pit again. And Heated just wants to finish the race in the quickest possible time
I
without...
think Danny has damage. I think he's missing some of his left front wing.
Let's have a look as he goes through the chicane. Bit of a wiggle.
Yeah, it's gone. His end plate's gone.
That does look... Yeah, the end plate has gone. Possibly
Side by
cause
side
of
for the lead,
that water has just
MCR.
come out.
And he cuts the chicane, no warning, or probably a warning, no penalty. California maintains the lead of the
There
race.
goes
Here
Mike.
comes Mike. An
Just
absolute
gets it
send and a
up in
half.
time.
Oh, and they make a bit of contact. He's behind the two Williams, came really close.
Side by side still, both with DRS. Mike using the DRS, but he has none of it left as he gets past. And into the chicane, locks up a little bit. But he has that move done. California still in his mediums, in 19th lap of his mediums. So I reckon he could be going until he can pit on the softs.
Mm-hmm.
Because Danny will take... Whoa. So Danny is going to catch Goldie in probably then as Don gets past Rajon. The two AlphaTauri teammates. Obviously are only 4 points behind McLaren in the standings. But with this result, California currently leading and Jumbo in P4. AlphaTauri will, as Nolan picks up another penalty, AlphaTauri will not be gaining anything as California really struggling. Mike deploying his DRS, and you've got to think that Mike will get the move done. He's gonna leave it quite late. California trying to switch back but couldn't.
MCR's
And now
there too.
MC has got past California.
Ooh. Bit of
Here we go, they got
contact.
it. California with no DRS either. And you got to think, well, California surely will come in on this lap.
Oh, whoa!
The top three collide. There's a
And
safety car.
Oh, and I was gonna say California kind of pushed him into the pits, but I think that safety car might have helped him not lose too much time.
Who?
The Mike and MCR.
Oh yeah, I was thinking to say California, but he's out.
No.
The two Hasses are stacking. MC,
Oh no!
MCR holding up Danny.
What?
Because both of them have front wing changes. Mike with a front wing change. Wow.
This
So
race-
California was coming into the pit lane, and it was MCR and Mike who both, one of, well, I think it was MCR on the inside that I think MCR and Mike's front and rear wheels just collided, and California obviously coming into the pit lane and just plowing into the back of them, obviously retiring him. So yeah, this has changed it again. Raji on pits, Adriela pits, obviously Danny pitted, Mike onto the softs, heated onto the softs. You've got to think Brandon. So what's going to happen with Brandon and Goldie? Both the Williams.
Well, do you think with the 2 laps we'll get under the safety car, the hards will make it or no?
I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Who is going to pit? Brandon pits. Goldie has to carry on. The Goldie will take on a net lead.
Jabo stays out. Rooney stays out. I think Brandon's the only one coming in. Well, someone in the way back pits. But they have all pitted for their tires. So I'm trying to look back at the stream to see what happened.
Just gonna have a look as well. So
I think
if we look back coming to the chicane, Mike and MC.
I think they just touched. I think
Yeah,
MCR just squeezed him into the wall, and then California just runs right into the back of Mike.
Mike's front right collided with MC's rear left, and yeah, MC gets sent into the wall, and obviously California with a lot more speed, obviously coming into the pit lane, just hits into the back of Mike, and yeah, they all have to come into the pits.
Yeah, and Mike got Mike got a penalty from that. I'm gonna say if he didn't get that served in the pit stop, he'll probably be asking to get that removed.
MC, Mike, Danny, and Mads all with front wing changes from those accidents.
So this race has turned on its head about 2 times already. And I think the second time, it's turned to the worse for about half the field.
So, from the collision, Mike got 2 5-second time penalties, one with a collision with MC, and one with California, and then MC also got a 5-second time penalty for a collision with Mike. So that's going to be, and there's a lot of penalties for other drivers as well.
Yeah. So Goldie,
Jabo.
Ooh. I think they touched. Oh, it's heated. On MCR. No, it's Danny. He got a bit around. Mike falls to the back as well. Mike has more wing damage. I did not catch that on stream, but Mike has more wing damage. It seems like everything was just according it up there as they ran through turn number 1 on the safety car restart.
Goldie is holding on, but Jabo on the fresh mediums just slides down the inside. Jabo without a penalty in this race. He only has 2 warnings so far. As Goldie,
keep it clean.
You've got to think that Goldie is going to get
mauled.
It's really a luck. His race strategy was looking perfect. He was going to be P1 by a good. I think the closest person was 6 seconds behind him. That was on the same strategy. But yeah, you've got to, as Rooney hits the wall. Did he pick up any damage? No, he didn't. But the Red Bulls, they're 3 wide.
Well, for the first time, something is clean on Mike's retired in the pit lane. So Nolan lets him through. I'm going to assume he let him through.
Yeah, definitely let Nolan backed out into the second chicane, but they were 3 wide. Nolan on the outside, heated on the inside. Rooney in the middle. And both the Red Bulls just eat up the Mercedes. Rooney dropping from P3 to P5 in this lap, and Goldie, well, hating on fresh softs. Nolan, Rooney, everyone behind him just on mediums. And you gotta think, just Goldie has just got to drive the last 11 laps as best as he can and just not try and lose much time.
Yeah.
He'll be helped by a lot of drivers being so close together, but what could it be forgot? Jabo is going to run, well, unless there's any more safety cars, Jabo is going to probably run away with it now. Unless Heated possibly, if he gets past Goldie quick enough, he could possibly mount a charge on Jabo on his fresh softs as Danny gets past Brandon and just gets the traction on them. We got MCR, another one. What could have been?
Oh, and Heated picks up the penalties right on the back of Goldie.
He gets DRS, pulls into the slipstream, and it should be an easy pass past Goldie into the right-hander. Goldie does have a lot of, as Nolan and Rooney with a penalty. Goldie does have a lot of penalties as well in this race. But yeah, Jabo without the penalty, Danny up the inside of Adrulo. And Rajon gets into the back of Brandon. And Nolan. No, is he gonna? No, he's not gonna. Oh, he hits the back of and Nolan has damage again. Nolan hit the back of Goldie into the final chicane. And Nolan has front left end plate damage. A lot of drivers in this race with damage.
No. It's a damage limitation race whenever you're on a street circuit, but I think half of these wing damage issues have come from hitting another driver. Not even hitting the wall.
MCR often that's the fastest lap. Rooney looking for a move on Nolan. You would have seen the damage come off Nolan's car into the final chicane. Goldie backs out of it. As Rooney is gonna Goldie went for the DRS on Nolan, but he's just given the place up to Rooney now. As is XL Dong gonna get past Goldie as well?
Oh, he's looking.
Goldie smartly defends. As Goldie gets another penalty.
Oh, and Danny Boy got a better run than Don out of the final chicane. Racing in turn one. Danny Boy, sorry, is ahead of Don.
Don will want to hold on to any points he can get from this race.
Yeah.
Goldie currently sat on 14 seconds of penalties, which will drop him out of the points.
Points are top 12. The points are top 12.
Oh, is it not?
No, it's not.
Yeah. My bad. was thinking of real life. That's
what a noob.
My bad. I'm so used. Honestly, could you imagine if real life F1 had the MotoGP where it goes on to P15?
I think it would have closer racing.
George Russell would have got tons of points, but hey ho. As Danny gets another penalty, a lot of drivers sat on multiple penalties. We could see this order change up a lot. As Heated does not seem to be catching Jabo as much as he wants to, with only 7 laps left. Rajon just at the back of this train, hoping to get something. Goldie is slowly slipping back. He's got the championship leader, XL Don, right behind him. Don will extend his championship lead, but not as much as he was probably hoping for coming into this race. Don taps the back of Goldie.
should be an easy move. He's, I think, the closest
DRS,
he's been.
DRS. Goldie does not use his DRS. And Adrillo will look possibly for a move into the first chicane. Oh, Don with a bad run, but so did Goldie. And then will Adrillo look for the move? He will.
He's got it, and Danny's
Oh, he's tapped.
trying to get ahead of Nolan.
Adrillo did not make it past Goldie into the first corner. So have to sit behind him.
Oh, and he's going for it. Makes a bit of contact into that chicane, and Region trying to just be the most aggressive he can. He gets ahead of him, but I believe he's picked up damage from it. Or it could have been damage previous.
Region does have front left damage. A lot of drivers with front left damage throughout the race. And Adrillo was looking at P7 but currently sat on P9 and has to watch out for Mad Dan Brandon behind him now. Goldie has been on those tyres since lap 7 and it's really, the safety car hurt him a lot as Rajon picks up a bit of grass. But yeah, that final safety car really hurt Goldie.
Yeah.
As well Adrillo try it again.
Oh, and Danny
As
Boy's
Danny
out.
is out!
Oh!
And it's a virtual safety
What
car
has happened there?
that looked... Oh! As there's a bit of a confusion with Adrillo and Goldie. As Adrillo picks up a 5-second time penalty. As Goldie...
Lets him through.
Interesting. I have a feeling that Danny has, as MCR gets his delta down, I have a feeling that Danny was made contact with someone that just went straight over the chicane.
Because he was basically straight on at the turn 2.
Because he got an additional 5 seconds, and then he got a 10 seconds penalty as well before he hit the wall.
Interesting. So VSC's done. Jabo will most likely increase that lead as Nolan gets ahead of Rooney, but he picks up a penalty. As a consequence, you could say, as Goldie's in the pits now. Rooney up the inside, very, very late on the brakes, but he gets the move done. So Goldie finally in the pits, down to P10. He will maybe, just maybe, come out of MCR here. And I'm not too sure. And no, MCR will get ahead. I didn't
Goldie
see how
with...
early he pitted though.
Yeah, Goldie with a 5-second time penalty and a front wing change. And a very slow pit stop.
Yeah.
The field's slowly starting to spread out with few incidents and a VSC. But we got Nolan just within DRS of Rooney. We got as Adrillo hits the wall.
Oh, and he spun the car around halfway. He's done a 180. Oh, and he's reset the track.
Aye.
That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, so yeah, he's spun. Did he spin at the little kink there? That's after the hairpin.
He lost the traction out of he lost the traction out of the hairpin.
Okay.
As he continues on with basically no front wing, but that is Adrillo's race. Ruined as well. You got to think that MCR will be looking to catch him, and possibly even Goldie. Adrillo will be losing multiple seconds, possibly even per sector.
Yeah.
Yeah, just going very slowly through that. Nolan still just keeping Rooney within DRS. And the only other tight battle, Mads up behind Rajon. Rajon and Don with the most confusing race.
This whole race is confusing.
You'd expect that from the AlphaTauri drivers, just... Never an easy race for them.
So I think now, wouldn't AlphaTauri now still lead the constructors with California out?
Yeah, AlphaTauri will. Well, I think they were 4 points behind them, so they will overtake. The Dom will pick up 10 points and Rajon will pick up 8, and yeah, Jabo with only 25. So actually, I will check that they are 44 points behind, and it's not the other way around. Behind.
Yeah.
So there will be only 1 point in it, because Jabo in the lone McLaren now will pick up 25. Don and Rajon will pick up 28 between them, so yeah, there will only be 1 point in it going into the next race at Austria. Providing that Mads does not get past Rajon. However, it does look a little bit that Rajon could be maybe getting a tow and possibly ERS or DRS soon from Don, as Mads.
Ooh.
Very defensive from Rajon. Now, does Mads have damage?
I don't think so. I think he's okay.
He looked very... No, he is fine. Rajon still with that front left end plate though. Brandon with another time penalty.
I think Jabo's the only one in this race still that hasn't gotten a penalty, and he's pulling away from heated.
Let's have a quick. So Jabo has just 2 warnings. Heated has 1 penalty. However, he is 1 warning away. Rooney has 12 seconds of penalties. Nolan has 15 seconds of penalties. Don has 0 seconds of penalties, so he'll be moving up a few places. Rajon doesn't have a penalty. Mads has 2. Brandon with just the 1. Adriolo with 10 seconds.
Well, I think Nolan messed up that last chicane. Rooney has gotten ahead of him.
So yeah, Don could be looking at a potential podium with the penalties.
I won't believe
which will mean that
I see it.
He'll further increase his lead in the championship, and then AlphaTauri will then jump McLaren. And now Rajon is within DRS, so this could be a little bit of team play as we are on the final lap. This has been a bit of a crazy race, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, I'm loving this. This is awesome.
It's been a very good race.
It has.
2 safety cars, a lot of crashes, a lot of front wing changes.
Yep.
Nothing less than you'd expect from Canada.
And the only thing that's been hurt today are emotional feelings. Either way,
the team's bank balance from front wings.
Hell yeah. But either way, Jabo through the final chicane, and he's going to swerve across the line to win the Canadian Grand Prix for absolute certain. Nolan did get ahead of Rooney there for P3, heated P2. Nolan will not keep it though. Rooney up to P3. And Donovan up to 3 and 4.
And Mads goes up to P5 as well. Nolan and Rooney. Nolan goes down to P8.
It'll definitely keep P8 as Goldie and Adri through the final chicane. Now Goldie picks up a 3-second time penalty. And MCR has lost more of his front wing. What a race.
The AlphaTauris finished P6 and P7 on track, however they pick up a P3 and a P4 and they take over the Constructors' standings lead. Wow, a lot of penalties for a lot of drivers. Nolan, I think, must have had at least 12, possibly even 15 seconds of penalties there.
I'd even bet to see
Jabo,
more. I kind of lost track.
Yeah, he had 15 seconds and Rooney had 12 seconds.
So we look back at the chat. The last two things said were from a fellow by the name of Chris Jones saying, "Are you the real Lando?" And that's a lot of penalties. Wow. And yes, that was a lot of penalties.
So, Jabbo, that was actually his debut.
Oh yeah, it was because Miami got moved up. So win on debut.
Yep.
Wow.
Jabbo brought in to race in the McLaren and comfortably wins from heated.
Round of applause. Honestly.
Don picks up an unlikely P3. Rajon, from being P15 for a lot of the race, picks up a P4. Mads picks up P5. Rooney P6. Brandon P7. Nolan will be kicking himself with the penalties in P8.
Ooh.
MCR and Adrilo finish the top 10. Goldie, Danny Boy, Mike, California, and Philippe. Wow.
Wow.
That was an eventful race.
That was very eventful. So other than the game giving he to the driver of the day because he went from 12th to 2nd, who is your driver of the day?
I would probably give it to Jabbo. Took pole, and even when he was down in P12 and looked like he was out of it, he managed to fight back through the field. Got a little bit lucky with the safety car.
Yeah.
I do feel very sorry for Goldie. Goldie was going to have... I reckon Goldie could have got, as Spike pointed out, a top 5, or at least a top 7. Obviously minus the penalties. But obviously, that's what the safety car can do sometimes. It will just ruin people's races, and it will give people like Jabbo the opportunity to go and win the race. So yeah.
It makes or breaks you.
What about you?
What it does.
Who would you say is your driver today?
Me? I'm tempted to say Jabbo, winning on debut and all that, but I got to give it to Don. He stuck with it, and he was running at midfield for most of the race, and to come away with P3, I think, is a really good result for him, knowing that he needed to do his absolute best to get the most points he could with none of his championship rivals in this race today.
And now has more than almost two race wins of the points difference from his two closest rivals in the championship.
I believe he was already 32 points ahead.
Yeah, so with 15 points added, he's got 47 points.
That is a
lead going into Austria.
Gap.
But yeah, what a race. Well done, Canada.
Well done, Canada.
I'm sure everyone will be looking forward to Austria.
Oh yeah.
But yep, do you want to wrap it up, Holt?
I would gladly, because both of us need to get to our races. Me, myself, All Maverick is in D5, the friendliest of the group, and Mr. Laforndo Norwanis, Orlando Norris, is in Division 2. Both will be going up in about 10, 15 minutes maybe, at the same track Canada. So hopefully both of these next two divisions, D2 and D5, can give us the same racing that D4 gave us just now. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Alt Maverick, that's been Lando Norris, and we will see you guys next weekend in Austria.